The process of forming a company in Vietnam is extremely difficult, so therefore we highly recommend you get professional legal advice.
Welcome to the Expat Failure Matrix. Tonight, an American attorney who turned a 6-hour bus ride into a $5,000 corporate structure. Let's run the matrix.
My name is Ken Yu. I've had over 10 years of experience as an American attorney helping people all over the world.
Ken is a real attorney, licensed, credentialed, and very clear about what he is selling.
Unfortunately, Vietnam doesn't have the retirement visa right now, so thus you can't use it to stay here for long.
He is correct. There is no retirement visa. What he doesn't mention is that hundreds of thousands of expats stay legally on a 90-day e-visa, renewed with what the community calls a visa run.
What we call the visa run. You have to cross an international border, such as Thailand or Cambodia or any one of the Southeast Asian countries that's very easy to travel to. The main one is Cambodia. It takes about 6 hours. You take the bus at about 6 in the morning, you head to the border. The closest border is about 3 hours away. You cross the border, you wait, and then you come back, and then 3 hours back. So it takes about 6 hours. That's called the Cambodia visa run.
A weekend in Bangkok. He frames it like a hostage extraction. But if you aren't afraid of the bus, how does he sell you the alternative? The math ain't mathing.
Second way is be able to get a work permit or a visa in order to retire here.
A work permit to retire. That is not a solution. That is a subscription.
The process of forming a company in Vietnam is extremely difficult, so therefore we highly recommend you get professional legal advice.
The government form to register an enterprise costs $4. His consultation costs $350 an hour. But the real cost isn't the setup. It is what comes after.
Ken Duong, international and business immigration attorney with over 12 years of experience helping companies.
Once you incorporate, Vietnamese law demands a mandatory annual audit and a chief accountant on retainer. You aren't retiring. You are hiring yourself as an administrative assistant for $5,000 a year forever. The math ain't mathing.
Implications are, so we would highly recommend you work with our tax team.
First, the visa scare, then the LLC, then the tax team. Every video is a funnel. Every funnel leads to the consultation.
Glad to help you, but retiring in Vietnam.
At $350 an hour, of course he is glad. He is not selling you a visa. He is selling you a bureaucracy, and he owns the toll booth.
Hàng xóm mặn. Trời ơi, chị ơi, anh Ken tells them to open a whole company just to stay in Vietnam. My neighbor just takes the bus to Cambodia and brings back snacks for everyone.
Chị ơi, $350 for 1 hour. The fur lady on Trần Phú makes that in 3 weeks and she fixed the whole street. And you know, I think she's just taking over Trần Phú.
Mandatory annual audit, mandatory accountant, 20% tax. Chị ơi, tell him to just rent a nice apartment and ride his Honda Wave to the beach. Chúng tôi thấy hết.
Look, Ken isn't lying about the law. Vietnam's legal system is genuinely bureaucratic, and for a real enterprise with employees and inventory, having a licensed attorney navigate the red tape is valuable. He is just selling the fire escape to people who aren't in the building. You don't need a foreign-invested enterprise to retire on the beach. You need a 90-day e-visa and a bus ticket. He didn't find a loophole in the law. He found a loophole in your anxiety. Expat Failure Matrix score. Financial runway. 90 out of 170. He is comparing a $4 government form to a $350 an hour consultation. The ongoing compliance costs are real but undisclosed. Legal scare tactics. 40 out of 170. The laws are accurate. The urgency is manufactured. Visa runs are routine, not refugee caravans. Cultural integration. 80 out of 170. He lives in Vietnam, runs a real practice, and speaks Vietnamese. That is more than most. Self-awareness index. 50 out of 170. Every video is a funnel. Every funnel ends at the consultation. He knows exactly what he is doing. Hustle transparency, 60 out of 170. He discloses his credentials. He just doesn't disclose the markup. Final score, 320 out of 850. The premium panic merchant, he built the labyrinth. He just charges for the map. I'm your host at the Expat Failure Matrix. If a man builds you a $5,000 ladder to climb over a speed bump, ask to see the math. The proprietary algorithm used in today's episode is available in our exclusive EFM course, which is a single ChatGPT prompt on how to actually evaluate whether you need a Vietnamese LLC or just a bus ticket. Please do not pirate it because it is already free.